Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, or welcome for the first time.
Hello, hi.
Hey,
A lot of
guys.
familiar faces. Hi, everyone.
Again, I can see the usual suspects. If you already joined us yesterday or the day before, you know the game, please share with us in the chat in Zoom where you are joining from, and we will enjoy. Aha.
You can
the
put the
next-
music a little bit lower, please.
Yes, I will. Awesome. And we got a lot of pink bubbles popping up on.
Let me see who is in pink today. Oh, Angela, you did it. You are in pink. Extra point. Oh, yeah, Alex, you are in pink too. I see you. Mehdi, you didn't have pink at home, right?
This is pink. This is
This is
Korai.
the,
Korai.
this
It
is the
doesn't get
whitish
any more
pink.
pink.
Honestly.
Yeah, I
Okay.
washed my sweatshirt with the one of Alex, and this is the result.
Christina is in pink.
This is why
Fadila is in pink.
Just that you know.
We have the feeling that you're selling T-shirt, Saida. I won't be surprised
not-
if you had like a store of
And
T-shirts.
the whole map
It's-
is in
it's-
pink.
It's already planned, Mehdi, not even joking. Faciliware coming soon, so. I'm not joking. I'm really not joking. Why are you laughing?
What is Nathy the first T-shirt that site will do? Can you guess it?
Sorry?
Yeah, that's easy.
What would be the first T-shirt that site will sell?
What would be the text?
You don't know what you don't know.
No.
Yeah.
Can you see my slides? Is the first one.
Okay, so let's see where are the people. Do we have people
No
from
Australians.
Asia?
No
Yes.
Australians. I have.
Oh,
We have
no.
a lot of Europeans, but I hope this is Asia.
No.
We have India. India is Asia. Why do you say
Yeah,
no?
true.
This is
True.
India. Get your facts straight. And we have
You
a
can
lot
trust
more.
Said after running this activity 10,000 of
Yeah.
time. I'm sure like he knows.
I have rough orientation around the globe. Please, if you're just joining, share with us in the chat where you are joining from, especially if you're from Australia. No representation today, but overcrowded in Europe.
Ah, on a des Français. Bonjour les Français.
So we have. I didn't share mine, by the way. Who do we have in?
Antoinette.
France.
Bonjour Antoinette. Wir haben Leute.
Cocorico.
haben
Cocorico,
Leute-
Alex
Audrey.
from.
Do we have people? Do we have people from Germany? Hallo Deutschland, wie geht's euch?
Hallo Deutschland. Schönen guten
Hallo.
Mittag.
Which does Nathy speaks. Let's
Ja,
see.
long. Hey, long.
Yes.
Danke fürs Einschalten.
Okay. Good.
Awesome. Let's please feel free to keep sharing, and then we will move on in maximum of 30 seconds and handing over to Nathy, our special host for today, day number 3, session number 4, if I counted correctly, and another one coming up later with Alex is also here.
Hi guys. Hi everybody. I'm so happy that you are joining. So much people. I'm really thrilled and I can't believe it how much you are each time. I'm a little bit nervous today because it's my turn and oh my God. Mehdi and Said already did beautiful sessions and it's just a joy. You have to know it's really a joy to have these 3 guys and the all of us, this tribe, supporting each other because I think you can see it in the session. We are really extending each other and helping each other. So I feel a little bit less nervous that they are taking over today. Thank you guys for being here with me. So I would like to ask you in the last, let's say 3 years, what are the things that you have really been enjoying as facilitators in your life as facilitators? Maybe you can put 1, 2, 3 things in the chat. I would love to see that before I go with my presentation. 3 things you have really enjoyed in the last years in your life as a facilitator. LRRP games, of course, both online and off. Oh, I don't know what LRRP games then are. I will look at it after. Meeting new people, yes. Watching teams work better.
Live action role-playing games.
Oh, yes, this is great. Help unlock. Oh, it's going so fast, I cannot read. But we will read it. We are looking at each of our session afterwards because, of course, we are preparing recordings that you will get at some point after the whole event. So thank you very much for sharing. And I will bring you to my slides side because this session is about how to get remembered by your clients. I will just look. Okay, is everybody seeing the slides?
I don't know if you saw what happened, guys, because she didn't say, she just said Said, but she didn't say what to do. Why? It's because you're not gonna hear 2 times like, Said, can you share your screen in a week? Like, it's not possible. So they try to make it like no one will see it, but I saw it, guys.
Okay. Yeah. So, how to get remembered by your clients. I'm very happy to have you here. What it is about here, it's about not only get remembered, but of course, get rebooked by your clients. And before I go on, I just ask you, what have you been enjoying in the past 3 years? And I will tell you a little bit about myself. I'm Nathy Ravez. For those who don't know me, I'm a workshop facilitator, a trainer. I'm a facilitator mentor, so I'm mentoring people like you, beautiful minds who want to level up their skills or grow their business. This is my main topic with my work with facilitators. And I'm an expert in organizational and leadership development. And I've been working in corporates for 20 years as a head of project management and also as a consultant in organizational development. So this is my background. And I am the host of the podcast. There's a workshop for that. And of course, if you see a little bit of pink, I'm probably nearby. This is my color I wear in every of my session. And since the last 3 years, I just asked you what you enjoyed in the past 3 years. So since I'm a freelance facilitator, I'm enjoying traveling. I would say 9 months per year I'm in Asia, around Asia, in Thailand, in India, in Indonesia, where I have my home base. Right now I'm in France because I'm French, in case you didn't recognize the accent. I'm enjoying having lots of workshops, whether it's in Singapore, I see here, I see London, I see Jakarta, I see Paris, a big workshop last year in Paris. So this is what I do when I'm not online, because a lot of you know me from LinkedIn and from the podcast, but actually I'm working with corporate teams. And since 3 years, I have been enjoying something that I started as a hobby. It was it started by accident and it became a thing. There's a workshop for that, is my podcast. And some of you asked us in the chat in the previous session, where can I get more of you for? So, Said, I would ask you to put the link to the podcast we recorded a few weeks ago because it was hilarious. And but there is also a lot of insights in it. And if you want to get a listen, to subscribe to the podcast, please do this. I love to see how much people are listening to it. And I'm just amazed that I started it just for the fun, and 3 years later, 80 episodes almost, and it was just joy for me.
So I can tell you that on the chat, a lot of people already like your podcast.
Oh, really? Thank you, because I'm not seeing the chat, so thank you so much.
That's why I'm telling you that.
Thank you. So as I started as a freelance facilitator, I had the chance to start with my former employer. So I had a client, but at some point I had to find other clients, right? So I needed to look okay, where do I find them? How can I work with them long term? Because I don't like to chase for client every month. And I was wrong at some kind of points. And because what I was thinking is that client would remember and rebook me when I just deliver what they ask for, when I don't bother them too much with questions and don't take so much of their time, when I lower my price to fit their budget, and when I deliver a flawless workshop. Now, if we're being honest, we all started out thinking that if we just deliver exactly what the client asked for, came in time, on budget, and even gave them a little discount sometimes, run a flawless workshop, checked every box on the brief, right? But that would be enough to be remembered. But let's call it what it really is. That's fulfilling an administrative needs. It's expected, it's professional, but it's also forgettable. Because being remembered, truly remembered, doesn't happen at the spreadsheet level. It doesn't happen in the agenda. It happens in the experience. And there is this quote that I really like. We remember those who truly see us because our unspoken needs, because when our unspoken needs are met, it creates an emotional imprint the brain can't forget. So it means what I've learned with the time is that you should be leaving this emotional imprint. You need to connect with what really sticks in people's mind during the whole experience with your customer, because memories are stamped in on an emotional and personal level. So how do we create these emotions that enabling long-term collaboration, that enabling that people remember you and rebook you? And this is something that I would like to ask you guys. And for this, I will give you access to these beautiful tools, by the way. These tools that I'm using right now, these are not just slides. These are slides, interaction slides, mirror integrated. And this is a product which have been launched by Butter in October last year. And we will give you access in the chat to this board where you can tell me how can you create emotions that sticks and make your client remember you. So how do you do that? You put your name, you will click on the link, you put your name, and then you can just click on the board. A post-it will appear, and then you can write your thought there.
Just to interrupt you, Nathy, for everyone who is listening, there is a link in the chat I just shared. Please open it in the browser tab and then you can join Nathy and the rest of us.
So I see a lot of people coming. Shared experience for all the participants. Strong energizer. Feel seen. Oh, Matthew is here. Make workshops feel natural, not rigid. Connect the session to what matters too. Yeah, very good point. Wow, so much posted, so nice. Great value, add a debrief, shared experience for all participants. Candies and music, yeah. Make them laugh. Surprise them, of course. This is what I like to do. Nice, very nice. I give you 20 seconds and I think And I like the button. Yes, you have seen there are reacting button. Nice. So you can come back to the Zoom now and I will continue the presentation, but don't worry, you will have other interactive point later on during the presentation, so you can keep your link open, but come back in the Zoom and then I will continue. So stop the timer. So I saw a lot of post-its and absolutely all what you say, creating a great experience, make the people laugh, everything what you said is absolutely true. The point is getting remembered by your clients is not just about the workshop. In my opinion, there are several steps that are crucial if you want to be remembered. And these steps are here during the whole experience from the beginning, the first call with your clients, the first call to talk about the workshop until the debrief. And there are three major steps: before the workshop, during the workshop, and after the workshop. So you see here, it's only one of these points that is about the workshop. And I would like to ask you, and you can put it in the chat, who is the first person you usually talk to when you get booked for a session? So I mean by that, who are you meeting in the first place? The boss. Yes, I see the boss. My cats. Said, stop your jokes, please. Business owner, HR, the buyer, CEO, the organizer, the decision maker, exactly. The decider, exactly. So this is the point. The first person you are meeting is, whether you call it the stakeholder, the contractor, the decider, this is the person who will invest, who has invested money or will invest money in you. And this is the person who needs to see you not just as a facilitator, but as a strategic partner. And the point is, in this first call, when the client try to tell you what he needs, point is, what a client asks for isn't always what they need. They might come to you requesting a workshop like a design sprint because they have just read the design sprint and they are super excited about it, but actually would just need a lightning demo, which is a brainstorming session, a simple brainstorming session. But if you simply say, great, let's book it, and don't ask so much question, you risk delivering the wrong solution. That's one of the biggest traps, especially early in your career, assuming the ask equals the need. But the most valuable thing you can do isn't to lead the conversation by pitching what you are doing and everything. It's to ask the kind of question that reveal the truth, everything what is beneath the surface. So to uncover the actual problem underneath the request. And I had this conversation with one of my friends, Di Scarano, in one of the podcasts. It was, I guess it was one of the first, in the 10 first podcast, if you want to listen to it. And she says something that sticks to me at that point. She told me, Nathy, every single client has different needs, even if you use the same recipe, right? But they all have different needs. You need to uncover the real underlying needs from the customer or from the organizations before even starting designing your session. So how do you do that? In your first call, try to not pitch too much about your solution. You are here to listen. You are here to be curious, like a little detective, and to ask a lot of questions. So, of course, the normal questions are, okay, what are the goals of the session? How much participants will I have in this session? When is the workshop? What it is about? What you want at the end? But I think you need really to ask even more to discover what is under the surface about the content. And I will tell you how to do this now. So you need to be a strategic partner, and you need to start by asking questions and caring about the needs of your clients. You need to dig beneath the surface and to read between the line and even listen to what the client is not telling you and try to ask the question to discover this. And after that, you need to connect the dots and to see, okay, he told me this, but I could sense that there is also another thing here that I should tackle. And you need to make a proposal that really reveal what matter and tell the client why you did it like this. So I will give you an example of one of my clients. And I will take a little time here because I have a lot in this hour to share with you. But I think this is really, if I want you to take something today, this is really the fact that the first impression with the person who is giving you their money, who are investing money in you, these are the people that you need to advise and to make a good impression. But it's not about making a good impression, but that they see, oh, when I talk to Nathy, she exactly know what it is about. So in summer last year, in 2024, I was contacted by a new client who has been referred to me. They were organizing a 2-day workshop in Jakarta, and they wanted me to facilitate 3 90-minute sessions during this workshop. The client is a European government, and the goal was to train a team of attachés based in several countries in Asia. And their role, the role of these people, is organizing conferences between Asia and European governments. And the challenge is that these conferences were often long, formal, and frankly quite boring. So the mission they gave me was clear: equip their team with facilitation skills to transform these conferences into more engaging and participative experience. And they wanted their events to foster real dialogue and not just formal speeches. So quite honestly, I could have said, yes, of course, I do this with a lot of teams, no problem, 3 sessions, 90 minutes, let's do it. It was, and I will be very honest, it was a contract about £5,000, and I would have get the money and that's it, you know. But something in that first call made me pause, because the client was explaining how important these conferences were. They weren't just like events, they were meant to reinforce ties between Asia and Europe on key topics like business and trades. And I could feel they were trying to do something really meaningful. So I started to deep dive and ask questions, layer by layer. The first layer is exploring the environment. So what's been happening recently that makes this session very important to you who is giving me the money. Then I tried to map the motivation. What is something that you secretly are thrilled to see shift with this team or with these events? And then I try to sense, okay, what is with the people in these teams? How new is the team? Have they already run conferences? How good are their English? Because I know that in Asia, sometimes people are speaking different kind of English. So if they are leading conferences between the countries, it might be difficult. So I needed to know that. And I ask a lot of questions. And that's when the picture for me became clear. The team was completely new. Even some people were not hired at this point, and they would meet for the first time during this event in Jakarta. And I was thinking, okay, you cannot, so I told my customer, nobody will become a facilitator in 3 hours. this is not possible. And if you are starting conferences in 2025 with these people, and they are young people, they don't know each other, some of them have no experience, I guess I would not stay with 3 sessions of 90 minutes. I guess I would do it differently. So I would first give everybody a sense of what is facilitation, because some of them don't know and some of them don't know what they can do with this. So I propose them to prepare a video course. At the end, it was a 3-hour video course about the fundamentals of what facilitation is. Then we would have this 2-day event in Jakarta where we can really use the 2 days to make this team first connect with each other, because they can become a kind of little community where they support each other later on to design and co-create their workshops. We will make them apply and practice during these 2 days. And then it's not done, because then they will be in the real life preparing real conferences. And I think then I should have like 1-2 months with them every week where I can co-design with them their conferences or make review after their workshops, so that they can leverage, and that we are at a point in Q2 2025 that they get a sense of what is the job and how they can do this. So I turned through this conversation. The initial request was 3 times 90 minutes training during an event, and for £5,000, and I turned in a 3-month program and got to £20,000. So this is what is essential and what I wanted to tell you. It's about, you are an expert here and you are leading the conversation, and you have to show your expertise. So the first lesson here is, when you truly tackle client needs with expertise, you'll find that upsells encounter little to no resistance. Clients value your guidance, fostering a lasting partnership. Yes, I will show you this in a moment. Mehdi, what do you think? Is it something that resonates with you, or Alex?
Of course. I think like a mistake that I see a lot of time is that people will take advantage of this first interaction with the client to think about themselves. Like,
Yeah.
I'm great at this, I do this, and this is my magic solution. And this is definitely not the way to do it. At the end, you need to remember that people are selfish. They just care about themselves. So they will listen to you if they can understand like what's in it for me, and if it's clear and simple to understand. And so that's why like asking good question. You see in the example that Nathy shared, she was right away managing the expectation of the client. Also super important, because like she saw that it's not possible, so she managed like, no, you cannot do this with only the time you're giving me. Also great way to, of course, sell more, but more importantly, to deliver something that the client will be happy. Because if you want to make a client happy, you just need to deliver the expectations he had in mind. And usually when they are not, it's just because you didn't manage the expectations properly. So I think there is a lot of wisdom in this first lesson, illustrated with this story.
If I may add something or ask something, I saw a question in the chat. Maybe if you want to address it now, it was about the discovery phase, let's call it. How long is it? And is it billable? So do you charge for it, or what's your view on it?
Oh, no, I don't charge. No, it's not true. I don't charge. I make package, so I don't charge the first calls. And if I need more calls with my client, I will spend time to really find out with them or with the audience before. But I have prices that are everything that I do. Sorry, everything that I do with my customer are included in my prices. The client would not see it, but this is the point. I don't sell like €200 workshops because I know there is a lot of preparation and I have to spend time with such big clients, and this is included in my rate, so to say.
But it's still a cost, guys. So this is why, even though you don't charge for it, because sometimes you won't win the project after the discussion, but you're still investing time in this, and you should cover it through the package. So I think going for a full price package is like, of course, the smarter way to go. But I've seen like, oh, it's just a 2-day workshop. I will just invoice like 2 days of my work and maybe 1 day of preparation. Where it's more than that, and then also it's like value price based. So you allow them to go like to achieve something bigger than a lot of weeks would have taken them normally. So you can really go for it.
It
Yeah.
also depends on if you already know the client or not. Most of my revenue I get from clients I used to work with. So basically, normally I just have just one phone conversation. It helps me understand the level of complexity of the project. I give a first budget just based like that because from experience, I know how much time it's going to take me. And then within my package, there is a first scoping meeting. And this scope meeting will help me remove a lot of things that are not relevant. And if I see that there is a big disconnect between my initial budget and what I see in the scope, then I say immediately, so it's just after the first meeting, I say immediately, okay, if it's really what you want to do, it's going to cost you more, and I reevaluate the budget.
Yeah. And the point is sometimes what I like to do is to tell them, okay, I have understand your ask and I will come back to you because I would like to think about what make the more sense for you, your organization and your team. And then I come back to them. Please don't send them a PDF or anything with prices. You should do that with the customer on the phone. So it is another call. But just that you know this customer is a long-term customer now. Alex and I will have, I think, between 10 and 20 workshops with them at the end of the year to roll out AI workshops. And they asked me last week, I called Mehdi to tell him my client asked me also to develop a leadership development program in England. So these are clients that have recognized the experience and that I can work with on different topics because they discover after and after. In the evening when we are talking together, I was talking with it's not called CEO, the chief executive of business and trade of this country. And I told him, oh, I do an AI workshop in Singapore in 2 months. And he was like, oh, we need to talk about it. And these are the discussion that we had after. So it's a combination of showing your expertise, sharing what you are doing. This was the first lesson. So I click on the button. I don't remember my next slide. Oh, yes. I have created something because I know that you are all absolutely able to ask what are the goals of your workshop, how many participants do you have, and all these basic questions that are very, very important. But I have created with my friend Lynn Rolette discovery framework. I call it a discovery framework called Empath. And it is going about all the steps of your discovery with the questions that you can ask in these different steps. So there are a lot of examples. And if you want to download this, I have cut the price, which is not a high price. It's under 10 euro. I have cut the price in 50% for you guys. So if you are curious or if you want to get something to a little price with, I think, a big value, you can download the document and you will get the link in the chat. Okay, so the first thing was the decider. Now it's all about the audience. Why? Because you need to connect with your audience, and my thing is to connect with them before the workshop. And because when you connect with them before the workshop and they know you, they get more reinsured who you are, and it activates their curiosity and engagement before. And that's what make it then magical in your session. So how I do that? When I can, and this is something that I announced as my way of working in the first call, I announced my customer, okay, I want to have whether a one-on-one call with each of the participants. Of course, if I have a workshop with 100 people, this is not possible. But when I have a team of 15 people, this is possible. So a call with each of the participants, or I make a survey with the participants. So in this case, what I did, and I will tell you, I had, I think it was 13 people in the room. So I had a call with each of them, and what I do is the first 5 minutes of the call is very casual. It's like, hi, I'm Nathy, and most of the time I wear my pink, of course, and I tell where I am. I ask the people, where are you from? Most of the time, these are international teams. In this case, I had people from the Philippines, from Vietnam, from Malaysia, Indonesia. So I ask everyone, how do I pronounce your name right? So I try to make the 5 minutes really on a personal level. And then what I do is that I prepare 10 questions to evaluate where is the person in the journey of learning about facilitation in this case. And how do I do this that it is very easy for them to respond? I create frames on Miro, and I show the frames in presentation mode on Miro and share my screen. I share my screen, Said. I share my screen, and then I just show them, okay, there is a dot here. Tell me, how comfortable are you? So I have a little video. How comfortable are you with managing group dynamics and keeping participants engaged in your session? And they just have to tell me, okay, to the right, to the left, and we go through. It's like less than 1 minute per slide. It means this call is 5 minutes personal level and 10 minutes questions. And I do the same for each of them. And of course, I have it somewhere. And this is a good way to evaluate where my participants are. And Mehdi, you asked me if I do this after the session. I can remember. Yes, I do this after the session. I do the same survey at the end of my workshops, and I ask them to put a pink points where they feel now. And I don't show, I give the same survey, but without the dot that they put at the beginning so that they don't see. I give it in paper, and I ask them to put like a pink dot where they are not now, so that I have a measurement that I can present my customer afterwards. So this is something that I really try to do in every kind of thing, in every kind of workshops I do. So when we will do AI workshops, I will do the same. When I would do, I don't know, miscommunication in a team, I would ask, how do you feel? Where do you see you in the team? I don't have a question right now, but you understand the principle. You make it before, you make it after.
And this is so great because, you know, sometimes it's hard to measure what we do, except if you have something, a workshop that is very tangible and the goal is to come up, I don't know, with a strategy. But sometimes when you work on team development, this is hard to measure those things. And I think if you have that, and then, you know, when you're doing the debrief with the main client, you can show him something concrete, like, look where your team were in the beginning. Look what we've done in only that amount of session. Boom, you again, you show your expertise, you show that you delivered extra value. So I think it's great. And what I love also when I do those type of interview before, first you get the sense like who you will have in the room. You can also see like how, if you do breakouts, what is the group am I going to do, who's complementary, who may be a pain in the ass, so that I can also have a plan to deal with that guy or with that girl. So all of that is really like giving you luxury sometimes that we don't have to plan for the best. So that's great.
Exactly. What I do also, and then this is a typical thing about me, is I like to do also the one-to-all. So whether you had the chance to talk with them, to send a survey, or in some case you have no chance because you are booked for a workshop with hundreds of people, and these are CEO of different kind of organization in the world. I had it last year in Paris. I didn't know. I know that these were very important person, but I had no contact with them. I like to connect to all before my workshops. And how I do this, I send a video. I warm them up by sending whether an email, if a video is not possible, or a video to make them feel that they matter and that I'm here for them in a few days, and that I'm really happy to meet them. So I will give you an example. It's the same client. So it's a little video that I sent, and you will see that I'm very natural in this video because I had a very good connection with each of the participants of these teams, this 13 person. So I will click on go. I hope you can hear the sound. Who's from another country? So do I, and I'm sure that the ones who are already in Japan can't wait to meet everyone on Monday. I wanted to tell you that I had the great pleasure so far to talk to each of you in a one-on-one call, and this is so precious because it gives me a sense of who will be in the room, and I can tell you, you are a great team, only great people in this team. I really enjoy every of the talk. And I'm sure this will be something magical to meet each other in person. I have activities. You will be the heroes during these 2 days. You will connect to each other. You will explore new things. You will practice. And I'm very, very happy to see it. And I wish you a good travel, a nice weekend. I'm sure it will be a great experience. See you on Monday. So, who think this is? You would never do that. Maybe you can read your heart.
Sorry for the inconvenience, guys. Probably some of you heard the audio twice, but the video is still there. Yeah, because it's coming through so but the scenes and maybe also through the.
I'm sorry for that.
But it's okay.
Okay. Okay, so lesson 2.
Maybe what I can add, like if you feel comfortable, like I think Nathy's being her true self, and she's authentic, and it's working for her. But I know this can be scary for some of us, right? So it can just sometimes just be an email that is a bit different, where you show a bit more about yourself. Like sometimes when I'm working with a certain type of client, I'm not going to send a video. I'm going to send an email. But the email is going to be more like different of what they are used to. Like use some emoji. You can already make a joke. You can tease them about what's going to come. But I love what Nathy said. You want to hype them up. Like you want to show them that working with you guys is going to be different of what they are used to, and they need to sense that since the beginning. Because I think like the value of what Nathy is telling us is that the experience is like every interaction, every touch point with the client, you want to be over the top, to be a reference, to do something original, so that you stick to their mind.
Exactly. And it's not about what kind of official organization it is, because in this case, this is a government. So you can see that you can be also an authentic self in this context. But in this case, I knew each of them, so I could get a sense of this. If I have a big workshop with Pernod Ricard, all the CEO from all the organization of Pernod Ricard, I would not be in my garden in Bali and sending them a video like this. Maybe not. I would more send a picture of me and a nice email, more formal maybe. But I always put a little bit of my humor. So it depends on your personality. Don't try to be someone you are not. Be as you are and try to adapt to the client, of course.
Quick question, Nathy. Someone asked in the chat, how do you share the video? Do you have a special platform, send it via email, or how do you do it?
I do it whether in email or with some of my clients. I have Slacks groups or they have a platform and I send it to the assistant and she distributes it. So it depends. It depends.
As long as it arrives at the client, everything is fine, I think.
Yeah. But I have NDA with this client, so I need really to clarify what to use, what channel to use and everything. Okay. So lesson 2, when you create trust and connection before the workshop, you'll find that the safe space you build early is what they'll remember and what gets them really engaged. So I would like to ask you, and then you can go again we can share maybe again the link to Better. Which of these examples will you try for your next gig? The one-on-one call, the one-to-all form warm-up video, a simple survey maybe, or you have already other ideas? I missed the music.
I don't know if you saw it, guys, but she's facilitating us. Like she's trying to transform her learnings into like actions. Sneaky Nathy.
Yes,
I'm unfacilitatable. Please join the board. We share the link again in the chat if you haven't it open already. And
I will put the music. I can put music. It's nice. Wait a moment. I will put 1 minute here. So you can put a timer in this tool. Can I put a timer? Yes, here. And I will put music.
And make sure to submit your answer at the bottom. It says submit so you can see the results also.
So which of these examples that I shared with you before will you or would you try for your next gig? Oh, I see that people like the one-to-all warm-up video, right? I was thinking nobody would do that. I'm the only one. But you're doing that. Nice.
I'm going to steal this one. I really like the idea. I don't know if I will be able to do such a warm video.
You can.
Start with the cold one and then work your way.
Maybe I can just add a filter like on Instagram or TikTok.
Yeah. Cat ears.
Alex, it needs to be you and not one of your bots. Otherwise, it will be very cold.
I could create a bot just for that.
How can I stop the music? Now I can stop the music. I mean, you can wear your pink T-shirt, Alex, and yes, and make the video. We can try. It's the same client.
We'll do that together for our next workshops, the one we do together, okay?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm amazed that you the one-to-all warm-up video. I was really thinking nobody will do that. They will think I'm crazy. So I'm really surprised. And I see that a lot of people have other ideas. I would be very curious of your other ideas. You can put them in the chat, share so that everyone can steal your ideas. So, and I will continue. So we talked about the decider. We talked about the audience. So it was about get remembered even before the workshop start. So now the workshop experience. And you gave us a lot of sticky notes in the first activity. So the workshop experience is about designing the workshop. The workshop itself is about designing an experience. Don't just deliver a session. And when I say deliver an experience, it's one that moves people, one that solves the problem, one that stays with them longer after it's over. And that doesn't happen by accident, actually. So let's talk about how to make your workshop more than just effective. And the first thing I would say is design an intentional journey based on all the insights you got before in the conversation with the decider, in the conversation with the people, in the survey you did. When I design a workshop, I never start with the agenda. This is always what I do at the end, for example. I start with the goal. I start with all the objectives that I set myself for this session based on the insight I had. And it's like building a puzzle. And only when I'm clear about the destination, I design the journey to take them there, to take us there. Every step, every activity, and we talked about it, I think it was in one of the sessions yesterday, activity are the things that I pick at the very end. So every steps, the storyline of your workshop is, my English is going away. Every step, you have to think how you bring them from one to the other. And the activities, whether I create them myself or I pick them from a database, this is what I pick at the end. Okay, now how can I do that? What would be the best solution to do that? Every transition between the activities is intentional and helped me crafting a whole experience, one that shaped around the people and the needs of the team, the boss, and the organization. It's really built something layer by layer. Be you. Be you. I like to brand my workshop with something that is about me, my personality. So add your fingerprint. How do I do that? I will tell you. I wear so in my normal life, you will not believe, but I don't wear so much pink actually. It's only when I do workshops or when I'm online with you guys, I take this color because it gives me, I have the feeling that people see me when I have the pink. But I always wear something pink. So whether a t-shirt, a skirt, a trousers, something that is like my brand, and no matter who is the client, I will not change that for nobody. Another thing that I do, it's always the same musics in my workshop. So you heard Aha, Take On Me at the beginning of this session. I have also Airy Style. What is the name? As it was. And it's so funny because even in very formal organization, people at the beginning are looking like, oh, who is this pink person? What is this music? And I put the same music when people should come back from the breaks, for example. And they start to sing during the session. So these are some things that are sticking in their mind. I try to create little magical moments to make them feel the experience, to make them smile. How I do this, I give you here 2 little examples. When I have activities with small groups, I would, at the very beginning of the session, when I have decided how the group will be constitué, how you say constitué in English? Will be split. I distribute candies at the beginning of the session with their name, and the candy would represent the color of the group they would be later on. So the instructions are, you get this candy, you are not allowed to eat it, and you will find out later on what it is about. And then when we have these activities and I split the group and then, oh, do you still have your candies? So everyone with a red candy come on the left, everyone with a blue candy come on the right, and this is a little trick. Another thing that I really like to do is the wall of love. I put it on the door where people are coming in and out during the whole workshops, and I give them instructions that all the people in the room have their photo on it. And I would love if each of them would put a little thing there, whether discover or liked about the person they were connected to during the session. And this is another thing that I really like to do. So this was get remembered during the workshop. Any comment, guys? Do you like my wall of love? Yes?
We love it.
You love it. Nice. Nice. So the last thing is the debrief, and I will not stay long here, even if for me, it's really an underrated moment that a lot of facilitators are missing. And I will not deep dive because I know that my dear friend Mehdi has a session about it next week, and I will be in the room also. But it's really, the debrief is the moment where you get the feedback from your client, of course. You give him feedback about what you sense in the room. You give him an overview of what you think was the evolvement during the experience. So before the session, after the session, this is where I give them also the result of my little survey experience. And this is where you can say, okay, I sense this, this, and this, but I guess we would need more, or I would suggest to see us again in 3 months from now, make a retrospective and see if we need to have another session. So this is where a lot of things happen and where you put them also to keep you top of their mind for projects or for other projects where you can place also, oh, by the way, next week I am in Singapore for AI workshops with this and this and these companies. Maybe this would be also something for you, you know. Okay, but Mehdi, you will take over next week, right? We don't hear you, Mehdi.
I did this on purpose because I'm tapping heavily on my keyboard. I said, yeah, definitely. I think, Alex, you have a great metaphor for the after workshop. And I often say that workshop, they don't fail in the room, they fail afterwards. So the connection that you will build with your client, the leads that you can identify, the next things that you can sell, it's impressive. And I think Nathy said in the beginning, what you want to become is this strategic partner.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of time, when I'm debriefing, only some with the decider as well, he asked me really question like, what did you think of this? I have doubts on this person in my team. Do you think we're gonna make it? And you are like going way beyond the workshop. And I think if you invest time in this, because I'm just gonna give a sneak peek, it's like I over deliver in the debrief.
Yeah.
Especially when it's the first time when I'm working with a client, because I know it's gonna pay back by them coming back to me. You really want to make it easy for them to implement the thing, because afterwards they will go in real life. They're not going to be in a full day in a room with you. So it's going to be hard because they have their own job. And what you want is that they implement what you've decided to do during the session. Otherwise, you just wasted your time. At least they wasted their time.
Exactly. Another thing, even after the debrief, I have regularly contact with my clients. So if I don't hear anything, I would say, hello, how have you been since the last time? How the team is going? I would love to hop on a call. And I make them remember me. So I really try to work long-term with my clients because I don't like to chase for clients.
And that's the low-hanging fruit anyway. So
Sorry?
that's the low-hanging fruit. So
absolutely. And this is also a thing that we will talk about. Sorry, I'm moving my notes. This is something that I will talk about on this part, which is all your expertise. is one of the pillar of my business, but my business is not only based on it, it's based on 4 pillars. And this is exactly what I will talk about next week. I don't like chasing for clients. So whether I build long-term relations or I attract client, and this is all about, I will talk about next week. But getting remembered is the first step. So we saw here the 3 steps. Get remembered before the workshop, during the workshop, after the workshop. And the most important, whatever the outfit, whatever the client, be your authentic self. And this is the last thing that I would say. Get remembered for who you are. It's so nice. It was so nice. Okay. That was my session. I just wanted to tell you that just because of Fit for Facilitation, I will open, and I have a full calendar. I have to tell you that I will head up to India on the 10th of May, then Singapore, then Indonesia. I have lots of very exciting projects there in the next weeks. But I was thinking I cannot let you like with nothing. So I have mentoring for all of you who whether want to sharpen their expertise, sharpen what they can do before, during, and after the workshop. And I will open 5 seats for mentoring. It's about 3 sessions that you can have with me. And if you are interested, you can directly here, and this is the magic of Scene, you can directly book a 15-minute call with me to tell me where would you like to have support, and then because I will not give you a page to book. Nobody's booking directly by me. I need to talk to the people to see if it's a good fit between you and me. What kind of problems or challenge do you have, and how I could help you. Maybe I cannot help you, and I will send you to my colleagues here, to Mehdi or to Alex. But if I can, of course, I will open 5 seats in the next 3 months. So you can book directly here, or Said, you will put the link in the show notes, right?
No, I will not, because you said you will send them to Mehdi and to Alex. So ask one of them.
Yeah, but
I already shared it, of course, not you. So we will have a debrief today, and then
Yeah,
we'll talk
sorry.
about this.
So if you want coaching on OBS, you can take a meeting now in the calendar of Nathy.
No, I don't need your pity. It's okay. I will cry later. But I already shared it. Please, limited spots. So be fast if you want to book a spot before she starts her world tour again.
And
I think something that is great with Nathy and inspiring is that like she wanted to travel. Like I remember our first conversation before she went for like Workshoppeuse. She wanted to travel, and she found a smart way to be paid for traveling. Like she's selling her workshop in those countries, and then she's like,
but it's hard work. It's hard
of
work.
course. Like, I think
Because
people believe you.
I'm working very hard and very late at night, but it's worth it. It's worth it. And yes, don't forget, I think at the beginning of the session, I shared with you the impasse discovery framework. I really put it together with a lot of care and a lot of love to help you make your interview, to find out what is beneath the surface with your client. Stick. So I really think it can be interesting for you. Okay. Can I move as everybody take I'm scared that I have too much people book. So there, but I will move now the slide. Okay. So tell me, what will you remember from this session in one word? One word.
Please do it on scenes.
Yes, sorry. Sorry.
Then then we can see it on the screen. But the chat's also fine if you already shared. Just saying, so we can create a nice word cloud.
Authenticity. Ah, yes. Ah, this is nice that you keep that. Pink.
Why is the pink bubble the only one that's moving?
I don't
This is
know. And
weird.
it's not pink.
It's not even pink. This is super weird. Okay.
We have to call the beta team, really. Oh, authenticity is the big. This is one of the. I'm very touched about this authenticity going big because I should not influence you, but I'm touched by this because this is really the base value of my brand, authenticity. Okay, we still have 8 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Thank you so much. So what we have here is this beautiful mirror board. So you can see that everything is integrated in this tool in Scene. I can share with you my mirror board where you can put a liked, a learned, and ask me anything on the board. And in 1 minute, we still have 8 minutes. We will
Guys,
reveal.
go under the Nathy session, huh? Just to make sure.
Yeah, no, only for this session. We should have deleted the other one. They are not important.
But if you want to leave like feedback for Mehdi for today, you can also do that.
Let's make sure that Mehdi is not in the edition 2 of Fit for Facilitation.
Yeah, kick him out.
So in a few minutes, like in 2-3 minutes, when I let you a little bit on the board, we will share with you the winner of the day. And today there is a yearly license for beta to win. So
I will do the following, Nathy.
yeah.
The thing is not locked on the board. I can see it's moving around if you
it's not
want to
locked.
fix it.
Yeah.
And I will stop the screen sharing on my side. You're all on the board. Please continue with your likes, learnings, and feedback so I can have us all again back. There is Nathy. Thanks a lot. And while we are doing so, I will do a little bit of magic on my side. Please stick with us. So I can see there are still 70 people here. Okay.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's really crazy. Okay, and let me just quickly. Oh, this is wild. Could you share the mirror board link in the chat, Nathy? Do we have it?
No.
Otherwise, I have it somewhere quickly. Let me do that.
I'm sorry, I don't have it. I was not prepared enough. You see?
It's funny.
Everything
It's
is
the
fine.
old version of Miro.
Sorry?
You see it with the color of the sticky note.
Yeah, they changed it again. It has nothing to do with.
They changed it again? No way.
Yeah, they changed it 3 times because we all complained about the shadow, but that's for another day. I will look up the link in a second, or Nathy will do. But
the link is
then,
already. Ralph has given the link.
Awesome.
Thank you,
Thanks
Ralph.
Thanks for co-facilitating with us today.
Yeah. So we will reveal in a few minutes the winner of the day, and of course I will stay 15 minutes more after to.
Music is too loud.
I don't hear the music.
It's very loud.
Who has music? I don't have music.
Who has music?
Really?
I don't have music.
It was on the butter scene.
But it stopped. It stopped?
I think you should remove the tab with the butter scene when you have it.
The music is stopped.
Okay.
Okay, good.
And once you're done, you can also close butter scenes. You will not do anything there anymore.
Yeah.
For today. And we'll do the following. So Now
Oh
you should
yes,
hear
my music.
Now you should hear music, and I will turn it up a little bit. And yeah, if you are new to this, this is your first session, in every of our Fit for Facilitation sessions, we give a little bit away for free for one lucky candidate today. And as Nathy already...
Music a little bit down, please.
Yes, you're making this. I cannot see you in this small picture, but okay. As Nathy already said, today is 1 year of, I think it's the biggest butter license
package
there is. Yeah, it's the biggest one. 1 year for free for one lucky winner. All you have to do to land on this wheel, but I think that's already done, is have at least 2 comments in the chat. And if you're not sure if you had 2 comments, now is the chance to say something nice to Nathy. I would prefer that, so that you can have 2, so that you have a minimum of 2. And let's see how many people we have. We have 104, and I think that's
wow.
That's pretty much everybody in the call.
They are all coming back after.
Yes.
They are all coming back for the prizes.
Yeah. Please tell Nathy she did a great job today, which she actually did.
Said, I'm
sometimes you
sorry,
need-
but we are missing the real link for the Miro board for the feedback for Nathy's session.
It's on your account, Nathy. I cannot. I
Okay.
don't have it.
The real
Nathy will
link
look
for
it
the
up.
Miro board. But
Yeah,
this-
because we have a link, but it's the feedback from the previous sessions.
All the feedback are in the same place, no?
they are all in
No,
the
no.
same place.
No, Nathy.
Okay.
I did this.
I'm sorry.
You remember? You remember?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm bringing it here. Wait a moment. Here. So you see, we are not perfect.
Ah
Yeah,
bon?
while you are doing so, I will just
We are not
see.
What are you
perfect.
saying?
We have 108 people on the board. It's usually it should show the names, but I think the limit is 100, where you can. just
The
see what's
link
happening.
is here.
I'm so sorry.
finally.
There it is.
Okay.
There it is. Awesome. Okay.
Yes?
Second rule is just as we did it in the past. To win, you have to be actually here in the room and claim the prize and tell us you actually won it. So if I spin any name that's not here anymore or not interested in the prize, we will just spin again. Okay, let's do that. And jazz hands, and 3, 2, 1. Oh, I'm clicking on my own screen. There it is.
Take me on.
And we have Katerina without a last name. Is Katerina still here with us? Let me quickly. She is. Are you there, Katerina? Do you want a year of butter?
It's
Where is
Brother
she?
Pro, by the way. Huh? I'm jealous.
Yeah. Katerina, can
I don't know if
hear
that's
us?
me.
Sorry.
Hi guys, I don't know if that's me. I don't know if I have my last name or not.
No, see,
Let
this
me
is you.
check.
This is you.
We're speaking.
I'm
Yes,
actually
it's you,
driving, so
it's you.
I can't open my camera, but I'm amazed by it. Great session, by the way.
Nice. Thank you, Katarina.
Awesome. Yeah, congratulations. We will reach out, or you can reach out to us. I don't have a last name here, so feel
Yes,
free
please.
to contact us.
Yeah, please send us contact me on LinkedIn and send me connect with me on LinkedIn. By the way, connect with me on LinkedIn, guys. I love to see all the messages since a few days. It's crazy. We cannot follow up. There are so much messages. So connect with me, Katarina. Send me a little message and write, I am the winner of the butter license.
Yeah, no, every Katerina in the world will write you that she won, but
Okay.
we will ask questions. There will be there will be a quiz
no,
first. Show your ID.
I will send you a message. We are already connected. It's actually Catarina Linkar, but I will
Okay.
send you a message. I'm sorry
Okay.
for not having myself.
So everyone
Awesome.
who think don't become a Katarina, so not reaching out with me, and everybody's name is Katarina now.
I think that's why Katerina really specified her last name. She was like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
no, someone is going to steal this from me.
And
Okay.
of course, if you want to join us later today at 5 p.m. European time, so in about 2 hours, it's Alex's session, and of course, join for the content, join for the value, but also you can join just for the free stuff or for both, as you like. We, of course, also have something there. And then I just realized, thank God it's Friday. We will have a break over the weekend. And then on Monday, we are back at 2 p.m. with the next sessions.
Is there
Yeah,
any
but don't go in weekend right now. Wait
Yeah.
for the next session.
No, but this is, guys, this is
You can go on
big
weekend
session of
6:30.
facilitation.
Is there any questions, guys? Is there any questions? And I'm happy to answer. You can take the mic and ask me anything.
So now it is casual time.
And I like myself. So like
You can
this.
put a hand so that we can see who want to ask questions.
Nathy, I've got a question, right? But it might be one that's for your next session. So it might be to do with your pillars, right? But what I'm wondering is, excuse me, these kind of moments that that you build up through before, during, and after a workshop, how much does that contribute to getting more clients and more work versus like marketing?
This is a good question. It's not contribute to have. So you mean to get remembered? How is it contributing to
Yeah.
have more clients?
Yeah, more, well, not really more clients, but more work.
More work because you are rebooked. When people remember you, they have your name in the kind of people they want to work with. It's not a replacement for marketing, and this is exactly the point.
Yeah.
There is the work with that you do through your expertise, through your clients. Of course, if clients would like to work with you, they send you other clients. This client in particular came through referrals. So if you put your mark somewhere, they talk to each other, and people, there are networks there also, when they search for experts. But you cannot just rely on this. And this is why I try to build my business so that I also attract clients at some other points. And this is exactly what I will explain in my session next week.
Good teaser, right? I'll
What
wait for them.
I would add to that is the most difficult thing is to convert, a prospect to a client. So, from 0 to 1, like you don't know the guy and like making a good impression in the first call and then selling a workshop, this is the hardest part. But when you get to work with him, this is where if you do a great job, like they're going to come back to you. And this is why it's so important, because like we don't want to do the 0 to 1. It's really hard. We need to keep doing it, of course, to have a sufficient pipe. But what I've seen over the years is that like most of the clients are coming back to you. And also if you target like, I don't know, corporates, and if you really make a good job, colleagues speaks between each other. And then, at the coffee machine, you're looking for someone, maybe this guy can help you. I had I had a client that is ordering a lot this year from me. And the last call, he told me like, we did the debrief, by the way, we did the debrief just between the decider and myself. And he told me like, yeah, just think about what you could do for us. And we can talk about it. So it's like, I don't have needs anymore. I don't see other needs, but come with a proposition because they really enjoy the collaboration. So I think this is like, because selling is so hard, this is why you want to nail that part, because it will contribute a lot to your business. And of course, then you can also like go like sell at more expensive rates because they are convinced about the value.
Matthew.
Yeah.
Matthew, so nice to see you here, my friend. How are you?
Nice to see you too. Great to hear from you. Great talk. Really enjoyed it. Yeah, my question is, right at the beginning, you were talking about having that kind of a discovery call and basing before you do pricing or anything like that. How many discussions do you typically have with that person before you even get to that particular talk? Because I figure they have to be at least in a moment of, yes, we want to do something with you before you even have that talk.
You mean how do I get these clients, or how do I? So the discovery I'm talking about here is the discovery of what do I need to do in the workshop, right? It's not the discovery call before.
Yeah, I think so. That's what I'm trying to understand is how many discussions are you having with that potential client before you're having that call with them, understanding their problem and designing, and then talking about price. So how many discussions before that are you having?
I will tell you, for this client, I got an email. Hey, Nathy, I've been referred. I heard from you by this. We have a project. I would like to have a talk. And it was an email, and it was like 3 emails that we exchanged, and it was directly. So in this case, this was directly their first. No, maybe not. Maybe we had like a 10 minutes WhatsApp call about what it is about. And I told him, okay, we need to make a real call with whoever need to be in the room so that I can find out what it is about.
Okay. And then that one is which you did the understand their problem, suggest what you're going to do, and the investment.
Yeah, exactly. So I tell them in this call, I ask all the things that I told you. I give them away exactly my way of working. It means I don't ask afterwards, oh, can I make an interview with the participants? I tell them from the very beginning. So I say my way of working, the before, and the fact that I want a debrief after with them. So these are things that I announce in this call, and then I come with a proposal when we are online. Yeah.
And since you just mentioned debrief, I was confused on does your debrief happen right at the end of your workshop, or is it like a day later or a couple days later after you've
I give them I would say the next day, if the stakeholder or the decider is not in the room during the workshop, what was the case here, I would send them a little message after the workshop or the day after to tell them, yeah, it was great, and I will come back to you. Let's make an appointment next week. I will wrap up all my stuff, and then then you can get the feedback from your participant, and then we will have a call. Not 3 months later, 1 week later. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Nathy, there is a question by MIMP. What to do when the client gives you negative feedback during or after the workshop? How to turn it around? Asking as it taints our reputation and it doesn't necessarily represent us in a correct way. So negative feedback.
I would ask for a call, and I would prepare this call so very well that you can again ask question, deepen the conversation, and see if you maybe did something wrong, because it can happen. So you can, I mean, I don't do everything right, or maybe there were a miscommunication, and find out where was the miscommunication. I would go the same. My way to clarify anything is to ask a lot of questions and to find out, to accept also when something went wrong from your side. It can happen, and you can, but also to refer, okay, maybe we didn't have enough alignment before. Maybe, you need to clarify that it was maybe not only from your side, without pointing out to the client.
I can relate on that. It's often a problem of alignment before. So hence, again, the importance of scoping everything very, very thoroughly before. So often, both of you are, the facilitator is not happy and the client is not happy because of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just adding to this, so my question would be, because the question from Mem was during or after the workshop, do you have like an agreement before and say, okay, if there's anything, tell me before the end, because then it's too late to change anything. So if there's anything that doesn't work out during the workshop, don't wait until the end until you tell me what went wrong, right?
Yes, of course. Yeah. If there is anything, so before the workshop, just that we are clear. I will send the customer a proposal, and in this proposal, I will write not we talked about, but we agreed on. And I will try to really put in what we discussed and what it is about and what it is not about sometimes. Okay, when I feel I need to specify. During the workshop, I will, at the beginning of the session, of course, say the participant that if at some point there is anything that you feel is not going well, we can discuss about it. You can ask questions at any time. And this is also your role as a facilitator to pivot if it's necessary. And after the workshop, what I said is, yes, you need to ask questions and find out.
I would just add. Go ahead.
Just want to say, Vivian, who did not raise her hand but has maybe a remark or a question. So, Vivian, if you would like.
Vivian. Yeah, I see her. Hi, Vivian.
Hi. Thank you. Do you hear me?
Yes,
yeah.
We hear you.
Cool. So my question is that with your technique of connecting to your teams that you're going to facilitate before or after, so the connection, how do you measure the cultural differences, or how, in case you know how much you can approach them, or with what manner you can approach them? So because you are facilitating for many cultures, so like in Asia and all over the world. So how do you measure the cultural differences? What is okay for them and what is not?
Okay, this is a good point. You have a little bit to find out. So for my because I'm traveling and because I'm in Asia since 2 years, most of the year, I know, for example, that Asian people would be very, how would I say, more introvert than in Europe, for example, and more, not only introvert, is much a thing of respect. So if I have young people, it was a young team in this case, and I'm a white lady with my pink jacket and I'm a little bit older, I know they would have a lot of respect. So when I will start to talk to them, I will put myself in a casual way so that they don't fear to talk to me. If you are talking with a German team, then I would put my fluent German on point with my French accent, which is very charming for them. And but I will be on point in the content. If I am with French people, I would first speak about the weather, then all the things around, to then come to the point. And I'm French, so I hope I don't offend any French in the room. But I try to adapt. Sometimes you just have to be very careful and don't be too direct because you don't know the culture, and you have to find out. This is feeling the thing.
Okay, thank you so much.
Wow, it went so quick. I was so nervous. Really. I was thinking, man, Said with his geeky things yesterday, and Mehdi with his Nintendo game where he were in the Nintendo. My presentation is so boring. But I think the most important is the content, right? So I hope that was okay for you guys.
It was more than okay, Nathy. Thanks a lot for today. We will see you next week. We have it's 3:30 already. Thanks for everyone who stayed till the end. Hope to see you later in our next session, and or latest next week. There are 7 more sessions to go, guys. So we haven't even made half. Yeah, it's really crazy. Yeah. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of the days. Hope to see you very soon.
And connect with me on LinkedIn.
Yes, please connect with Nathy, follow her, subscribe to her newsletter and to her YouTube channel. Very important. Each of you, if you are interested in facilitation, one of the best podcasts out there. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
See you around.
Bye.
And maybe
the music.
I don't have an outro scene, but I will play Aha again.
Yeah.
And this time I will stop talking and just crank the music up.
Bye.
Bye-bye. See ya. Yeah, thanks a lot for joining. Thanks, Vivian.
Thanks you, Vivian. Bye-bye. Jackie, bye-bye.